Pakistan, the way they're playing, I think they have a very good chance, along with Australia and South Africa.
And you think that England or India, they don't stand a chance in this?
No, I'm afraid not. I think Indians have struggled in the past couple of months, and looking at the English team, I think they haven't won anything in the last Australian tour, where they're on a losing sequence. They've lost the last 7 one-day games that they've played. So not looking very sharp.
Now coming back more to the Pakistan side, there have been quite a few new additions since you left the side, especially this young boy Shoaib Akhtar.
Well, I think he's a very, very promising product for Pakistan, alongside Bajatul Awasti, who's scored in Test matches, got 200s in a Test match. And also I think Azhar Mahmood has looked very good as an all-rounder. So the youngsters have come in and sort of they've taken the world cricket by storm. They've formed the nucleus for the Pakistan team as well, which is very good.
And Yusuf?
Yusuf Yohanna, well, yes, I think he's played well in the one days. Struggled a little bit with his movement, feet movement. He's not technically that equipped at this point of time, but I think he'll get better.
And do you see any other youngsters coming up on the Pakistan domestic scene?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been playing first-class cricket for a year now. But I think this is about it, the talent in bowling. You see Shoaib Akhtar playing for Pakistan. And then probably there's Mohammad Zahid, who looked very sharp in Australia a couple of seasons ago. Unfortunately, he had to leave because of injury. And Mohammad Akram, another very good fast bowler. So these 3 or 4 are very promising new products of the Pakistan.
Now, evaluating the 92 side with the 96 and then the 99 side, which of the 3 sides you would say would be more balanced?
Well, I think the way they're playing now at the moment, it's very important that how you peak before the World Cup or during the World Cup. I think it was vital for them to win the tournament before the crunch tournament, that is the World Cup. And I think they've played like a true professional team, and this one looks most promising. In 92, we were lucky really to get going. We were awarded a point through that rain rule against the English team, although we were bowled out for 70 odd. And the 96 World Cup, we were never there. I mean, we were struggling right throughout, although we were playing in India and Pakistan, conditions that suited us. But there were teams who were sort of better than us, Sri Lankans and Australians. But this time, I think looking at this particular team, we've got talent in bowling, there's depth and variety, and the middle order is sort of clicking now. So it looks a very, very good team.
But you still wouldn't tip Pakistan to win the cup?
It's very difficult. You really have to play well on that particular day. So you can't sort of predetermine who's going to play well. A cloud cover in England, as you know, might just make the ball move quite appreciably. And that might just, be a handful for the Pakistanis. A few players who are going there for the first time, like Shahid Afridi, who will be opening the batting. So he might find things just a little difficult. There's Bajatul Awasti, who's another youngster. So you cannot predetermine. I mean, and sort of the way the teams are playing the one-day cricket, they're sort of focusing themselves with and playing of the same kind of cricket that the other professional teams are playing. They're trying to improve their fielding, as all teams have done. Zimbabwe has got a wonderful fielding side. They've got the batting there. New Zealanders look very good against South Africa. They did pretty well. So it's very difficult to predetermine.
Now, Ramiz, just going back in time, I'm not going to bore you with that because we'll just look at some of the clippings. You were telling, how you started your cricket and who were the influences. Should we just have a quick look on that?
Ramiz Raja was my childhood hero. I was just 10 years old when he started playing his Test cricket. He was the only one in our family to have played Test cricket, so everybody in the family looked up to him. And he initially started off as a middle order batsman, but became an all-rounder later on, whereas I played my cricket as an opener. And he was more flamboyant, he was more attacking in that respect, that he could have afforded that, whereas I tended to be more sort of copybook and a little safer in approach. But nevertheless, he was a great inspiration for me.
And would you say your early cricket was inspired by him or by your father?
Naturally by my father too. He was very keen on cricket. He was an organizer in the Lahore cricket, various tournaments and various associations. He was the chief selector also, and he wanted his sons to play cricket, and and he was also very inspirational for me in achieving what I am today, what I have achieved today.
Now, it's been said that, your record is patchy, but at his best is capable of dominating the best bowling in the world.
Patchy in a sense that I haven't scored more centuries in the test matches. And domination comes because of my one-day record, in which I've got 8 centuries. But I guess, the transition has been a little tough for me because playing 160 one-days compared to 40-odd test matches, you need to adapt more quickly, which sadly I haven't been able to do so far. But I've asked all the greats in cricket. I've had views from everyone as regard to what I should do to get more centuries in Test cricket, and hopefully, if I can concentrate more probably or play by sessions as it is not done in the one days, I'll be able to achieve more laurels in the Test matches also.
But you got a tag here as one of the best batsmen in one-day cricket in the world.
Well, I guess it's a tag that I appreciate because you see people come to watch more one-day cricket these days, and then you tour a lot. World Cup was a big tournament for me, and I do not at all mind this tag as more cricket is played, more one-day cricket is played everywhere.
Now, how did you feel after winning the World Cup?
I thought that it was the best thing that has ever happened to Pakistan cricket. We all were out of this world, on top of the moon. We never expected to win it, let's put it this way, initially, because we struggled right throughout in the earlier pool games. But suddenly everybody started to play well. We got together and peaked ourselves really nicely, paced ourselves really well. Played really well against the Australians. We had to win that game, so we won it. Then someone else had to lose. We waited for that result, and they lost. So it was lucky, also in a sense that our fate held on others losing a game. And then semi-final was a brilliant game. I thought the best in the World Cup, where we had to achieve over 260 runs to win. I think that is the best tournament I've ever played in, and the most satisfying results you could ever hope for.
Now, obviously, you played that tournament at the highest level anybody could play. Looking down at the grassroots, you played in Lahore for how many clubs?
I started my cricket in Lahore, played my first-class cricket for Lahore, then shifted to various organizations. Allied Bank being the first one, and I've gone back to the same organization as they offered me a very good job. Actually, 4 of our test players are with Allied Bank: myself, Aqib, Amir Sohail, and Ataur Rahman. And it's great to see such an organization looking after the test players so well. But it's been Lahore throughout. Played initially for the service industries, and then for Lahore Gymkhana, which really helped me in becoming what I am, because it's a lovely wicket there, and I played my cricket with my another childhood hero, Majid Khan. So it was very, very satisfying.
Now, talking of service club, now they have produced, I think, one of the few best cricketers in the world.
That's right. Ramiz Raja being one, you yourself being the other one.
Sarfraz Nawaz played there.
Sarfraz Nawaz played there. I was very little when he played his cricket. Majid Usman, yes, another ex-test cricketer. I think it was very good nursery, and then in the early 70s and late 60s, it was a very competitive club cricket that we had. But sadly, that's missing now, as the cricket has gone to the other side of Lahore. Outer circle output is Sahiwal and Sheikhupura, the smaller places, and club cricket isn't there anymore, that competitive anymore in Lahore.
Now, Ramiz, you're a married man now, let's say a more stable, because people tend to get more stable after they get married. How does it affect your cricket?
It doesn't affect your cricket. It has helped my cricket in a way that you're not bothered anymore of your. I would say, let me rephrase it. That getting married has helped me more than I would guess it would help Waqar Yunus, because he's a playboy. He's got a playboy image.
You mean like Imran's?
Like Imran's, and whereas I've just kept a low profile throughout my career, so it has helped me to stabilize myself more in a way.
Any kids?
I've got 2 sons, yes.
And are they going to follow you?
I just want them to be just good human beings. But I think yes, naturally when they see myself playing cricket, seeing Ramiz Raja and videos, I think they must follow cricket.
But there's one thing you missed out, because your middle brother Zaim was a good cricketer.
That's right. He got a 50 against Sri Lanka, I remember, in 73-74 against in a side game. But I thought that he couldn't beat the heat of Pakistan, and then he thought of giving it away.
Talking of heat, how do you actually relax?
There haven't been very many instances of relaxing in the last year and a half, as we've been right throughout playing cricket, touring. But it's been great. But I guess it's just getting back home, relaxing with family, watching videos.
Tell me, what kind of food do you eat on the tours?
I'm not really fussy about food, but anyway, I'd like to sort of eat whatever is available in another country. I'm not really bothered about Pakistani food. But if you get one overseas, it's a blessing in disguise. I mean, I'd go for it. But basically, it's a lot of pasta, a lot of steaks, a lot of fish, just good healthy food.
So, what did you think of that? That was a pretty good sighting, wasn't there?
Yes, PJ, it was lovely.
Great. Now, before I let you go, any word of advice for the youngsters?
Well, I think the youngsters need to just concentrate on playing the way they are right now at the moment. You know, just carry on with the good things. They need to improve their fielding. Pakistani's infrastructure is pretty low, and the emphasis is not there to up the level of the fielding. And I think this is one area I think where these youngsters have got to learn. And also, need to develop a bit of temperament also. Our domestic cricket, once again, doesn't allow us. Really, there's no competition there. So these 2 areas, I think they need to improve as quickly as possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, PJ.